This is a provisional cast-on. I'm using a light gray working yarn with a red waste yarn. I'm going to do a slip knot, leaving about a 6 to 8 inch tail so that I can later work in my working yarn. And I'm going to arrange the yarns in my left hand with the waste yarn on top, the working yarn on the bottom. Hold the knot in your right hand and the needle in your right hand. You're going to begin by going in between the two yarns, underneath the working yarn and up. Now behind the waste yarn, under the working yarn and up. Between the two, under the working yarn and up. Behind the waste yarn, under the working yarn and up. Between the two, up. Behind the waist, up, and continue doing this until you have the number of stitches that your cast-on requires. You're going to notice that this sets up exactly the same way that the Italian Tubular cast-on sets up. Your stitches are in pairs, with the first one looking like a purl stitch, the second one looking like a knit stitch. So you would just continue working this cast-on until you have whatever number of stitches that you require. Go ahead and knit your stitches according to pattern. Do whatever it is you need to do. And later, when you need to come back to your cast-on edge and start knitting in the other direction, here's what you're going to do. Now, through the miracles of very fast knitting, you'll notice that I knitted about 6 to 8 rows of stockinette stitch and then bound off on my original cast-on stitches. Down here is my cast-on edge, and all I need to do is take my needle, pick up those stitches all the way across, whip out the knot, and then pull the yarn out of those stitches. Of course, if you leave an 8-foot tail like I seem to do, then it takes longer to pull that yarn out. But at any rate, now you have all your cast-on edge stitches live on your needles, and you're ready to start knitting in this direction instead. And that is how you do a provisional cast-on using waste yarn. Notice how it looks exactly and works exactly like the Italian Tubular cast-on. Ta-da!